What's going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky, I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Got some good court for you guys tonight. We're going to start with Judge Simmons. It's a landlord-tenant case. It's actually a little bit more than a landlord-tenant case because it involves a land contract. So it's a little bit more intense than the normal landlord-tenant eviction hearing. But it gets spicy. It gets spicy. All right. And then let's see, what's the second clip? Oh, the second one's out of the DDC. There's an interesting defendant. I'm just going to keep it at that so I don't get myself in trouble. And then I got a little bonus for you guys tonight at the end of the video to kick off the weekend. All right. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Orlando, call number 4-03384, Council of Tenants.
Thank you, Your Honor. Attorney Sean Mock, P78785, on behalf of the plaintiff. Mr. Meyer is present, I believe, via Zoom. He is located in Texas.
Ma'am, take your name, please.
Alicia Arabia.
Alejandro, I guess.
Okay, today was the date that was set for a hearing, but the parties, I believe, came to a resolution.
We have, Your Honor, we've spoken. There doesn't appear to be a dispute as to the amount due. We have I believe, two issues that the defendants are unsatisfied with, and that would be the court costs. I did explain that the plaintiff under the statute is entitled to court costs. The defendants have disputed that. And as well,
they disputed that they're entitled to court costs?
the plaintiff is entitled to court costs.
That's a dispute that you have,
Yes.
based on what?
So, back in January, I received a notice of forfeiture from the city regarding our home because the taxes weren't being paid. I forwarded this to Mr. Meyer, just asking how do we proceed? What do we need to do? And
No, I'm not talking about the basis of your claim.
no, yeah, and this is why. And so instead of communicating back, all I received was a notice to quit on the home. So there was no communication. Instead, he wanted to go to court.
This is for non-payment of rent?
Correct.
Were you paying your rent?
At that time, no.
Just to clarify, a land contract forfeiture action.
Then it's a land contract forfeiture. So you stopped making payments
Correct, because of this.
because of and you,
Well, I apologize.
okay, you put your payments in escrow?
I withheld them, yes, because we were just here last year.
Well, that wasn't my question.
Not in a bank, no.
So it wasn't an escrow?
No.
Okay. He was gonna say something, Mr. Mock?
Yes, if I think this would be helpful to the court. We were here a year ago,
I remember.
and judgment was entered in the plaintiff's favor. That judgment went through the covered periods through June 14th, 2023. They did hear that amount in late October of 2023, but have made no other payments. So they're delinquent through, the payments become due on the 15th of the month. So they're delinquent from June 15th, 2023 to present.
So over a year?
Correct.
You said that was because of because you believe that their taxes were delinquent, is what you're saying?
Correct, and it said that the home would be foreclosed on if the payment wasn't made.
Okay, but you all have come to a resolution about that though, correct?
That us making the
I don't know what
Amount
the,
due,
I
yes.
have no idea what the resolution is, but you
About
came to an
me.
agreement to satisfy this through what, a consent
No.
judgment or a
No,
condition?
Your Honor, there's been no agreement.
Oh, okay.
They don't seem to dispute the total amount due, but have raised disputes regarding the assessment of court costs and the time period for which that payment may be made or the default cured, which by law is 90 days because less than 1/2 of the principal balance of the contract has been made. So, well, I don't think we haven't reached an agreement because of those issues. So we have elected to put those issues in front of your honor. And the plaintiff is requesting entry of a judgment, whether that's by hearing or by their consent, that reflects an amount due of $10,234, and that includes monthly payments of $681 from June 15th, 2023.
But today's the date for a hearing. You don't have a witness in court, do you?
I am Mr. Meyer, present over Zoom.
I didn't give approval for anyone to appear via Zoom. Hearings are in person.
Your Honor, I believe.
Wait, what? Yeah, it wasn't me. Wasn't me. I promise you, it was not me. You mean like on the internet they stalked you? Jumping court to court? I mean, I'm kind of thinking I don't know. Well, I mean, don't tell them your real name is Yes and Yes. Then they'll know exactly how to find you. All right, Mayor, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it, bud. And welcome to the 5 new members. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Mayor.
The defendants, if they were to testify, would agree that land contract payments have not been made.
You don't have to testify.
I can identify them and call them as a witness.
They don't have to testify. It's your burden. They don't have to testify to prove your case.
Your Honor, if I may, I would
And
ordinarily.
I don't think they're disputing the amount based on what you're saying. I think what they're saying is they dispute the fact that there should have been a action filed against them because they have withheld the rent or the payments because of the issue regarding some tax bill or something. So my understanding of what she said was.
Which that apparent issue arose in February 2024,
And
when
they,
rent has been unpaid, payments have been unpaid since June of 2023. So it's infeasible that they withheld that rent because of this apparent tax issue.
how do you
Your
intend to compel them to testify on your behalf if they don't want to?
Your Honor, if I may, the circumstances during our first hearing, when I ordinarily would have requested a virtual appearance on behalf of Mr. Meyer, Your Honor was leaving the court promptly for an emergency dental appointment.
Then I'm leaving the court promptly at 3 o'clock for a follow-up dental appointment. Really has no bearing on the fact that you still could have contacted the court if you thought that you needed to make a motion for a virtual appearance. I've received several motions for virtual appearance, just for the record, since then. They've all been denied because hearings are in person.
Okay.
If you want to do business in Lansing, you need to be in Lansing for the hearing.
Well, Your Honor, I may make a request for the court to hear Mr. Meyer virtually.
I'm not giving virtual appearances. There's no reason for him not to be here if he wanted to conduct the hearing.
Okay.
Because the notice said in person.
I understand the court's prior practice is, and Mr. Meyer is located outside of the state of Michigan, that the court has previously allowed his appearance virtually.
What does that have to do with how I'm holding the hearing today?
Oh,
There's probably a reason why I'm now no longer holding virtual hearings.
understood, Your Honor.
You all can negotiate the amount. I don't know if they're disputing the amount. I think they're disputing the court costs, which you're alleging the court costs are what?
$131.65.
And the past due amount is what?
$10,234.
So you're saying that they agree that they owe you $10,000, but they're hung up on the extra $100? Is
Yes, Your Honor.
that accurate?
Partially, yes, in regards to the 10,000. When this judgment was filed, it was actually
Whoa. Hey, tenant. You're actually winning this case by default right now. You don't talk. The lawyer's in trouble. This is how the tables turn. You know, don't talk, you might just walk. In this case, you might just get to keep your house. But her rent is $600 a month. She hasn't paid it in over a year. She owes $10,000. And it's a land contract. So she was on a contract to actually buy the house for $600 a month. Man, I think we need to go find houses in Lansing.
7,000. And so I
When the
would like
complaint
to,
was filed?
yes, when the complaint was filed.
Right, but, so you're saying rent didn't, or amounts didn't accrue since then, or
Of
you've been
course, of
making
course it
payments?
did, but I just would like to follow the judgment and then that 90 days, pay that, and I told him, we don't need the full 90 days, but we can pay that, and then that, what's left over, the 3,000, I believe, that's left, to pay that as well, but just not a part of this judgment, because that's not how it was
That's
filed.
that's the full basis of your defense today?
Yeah, I have no problem paying it, however, this is the second time we've come to court instead of communicating due to them not following the contract. This is my home, it's a rent to own. If I don't have a home, I don't have a place for my family to live, and if I don't have a place to live, I'd rather have the money. If I have a home, then what do I need the money for when I have that home there for me and my family? And this is why we are in this situation, because this landlord of ours has not followed the contract and has put us in a situation where now we have to come and decide, is it my home or is it my money for my
Is it
family?
your home or is it?
All right. So she does not. She's about as clear as mud right now. Her statements aren't making sense. Because I've seen this already, I can actually clear it up for you. So you're gonna find this out in a few minutes, but there was a tax issue on the house. They got a letter. The tenants got a letter from the bank saying that there was a potential foreclosure if they didn't get caught up on the taxes. Now the owner of the house took care of it. So, but when the tenants got that letter, they stopped paying rent. That's the issue here. So they were afraid they were going to lose their house. So they stopped paying rent and just started collecting that money. So what she's saying is, I don't want to keep paying rent if the house is going to be foreclosed and I'm going to be kicked out. So I'm just going to keep my money and see how this resolves. That's what happened. She went about it wrong. She should have put the money in escrow, but that is what she's saying. What do you mean I don't like women talking? That's not nice.
Your money, you said?
Yeah, like, do I take this home and just deal with it and whatever they're having us do, that's not according to the contract? Or do I sit here with the money and figure out what do I do? Because I have a family.
Okay, and you have exhibits today?
I do. I have the forfeiture notice as well as a past denial of the plaintiff claiming that they lived at the home so that they didn't have to pay the principal
Your client has a copy of her exhibits?
via email.
I believe he probably does. I have not been provided with a copy of those.
How's I supposed to get them if I hold a hearing today?
I'm prepared to share my screen to log into Zoom on a,
You have her exhibits there?
I don't.
That's what I'm saying. How is she supposed to show her exhibits to your client?
I would be able to scan them into my computer to get them on my computer.
You're gonna scan them from here?
Yes, I can do so with my phone, send them to my computer, and they would be available to share the screen to Mr. Meyer.
And how long is that going to take?
Less than 5 minutes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to scan the exhibits.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey, look at Colin with the editing skills. The fade out, fade in. That's high quality stuff right there. You guys thought it? I know you did. All right. Yeah, Judge Simmons is not happy with this attorney. That's why I've said if I was the tenant, I would have said, can we ask for an adjournment and can we, because I need to be able to question him in person. I would have pushed on that hard because yeah, they don't have a case here. And then, even if they're given 2 weeks, then you could try to resolve this within the next 2 weeks. That's what I would have done to avoid having another judgment because they already had a judgment a year ago.
Okay, Mr. Meyer, call your witness.
Call Stanley Meyer, who should be present via Zoom.
Mr. Meyer, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you all can have a seat.
Okay, Mr. Meyer,
are you the seller under a certain land contract between yourselves and Mr. and Mrs. Arambula for the property at 1118 Ballard Street in Lansing, Michigan?
Yes, I am.
And have the defendants complied with the payment terms of that land contract?
No.
And specifically, Mr. Meyer, have the defendants failed to make payments on that land contract from June 15th, 2023 to present?
That's correct.
And and just for the record, that monthly payment amount is $681 per month, due on the 15th of each month. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And Mr. Meyer, at any point in time, did you receive a notification from the City of Lansing assessor concerning the property taxes at 1118 Ballard Street?
No, I didn't receive it from them. I received it from Annalicia via email that unfortunately they don't have my correct information. And I was able to address the matter with the tax assessor's office.
Okay. Can you describe what happened and how you resolved that?
I reached out to them that it is a homestead property. It's not a rental property because it's a contract for land contract deed for deed. So it is a homestead because they are living there as their homestead property. So they had it misclassified and I had to go through and provide that information to them.
Okay. So did you inform the assessor of the existence of the land contract?
Yes. And I've had to provide copies of that to them. Sorry.
And to your knowledge, did that resolve any and all outstanding property tax issues with the local assessor?
Yes, it did. There was no delinquent taxes or any liens of that nature on that property.
Okay. And just to clarify, you have your own mortgage on that property, is that correct?
Yes, I do.
And the property taxes and insurance are in fact escrowed through your mortgage lender?
Yes, they are.
And to your knowledge, has your mortgage lender paid all timely property taxes and insurance on the property?
Yes, they have.
Okay. And specifically regarding the issue where the homestead property tax exemption was corrected to reflect the Arambulas as the owner, did at any point in time the local assessor actually issue you a refund of property taxes?
Yes, they did, because the prior year was assessed as a non-homestead property when they lived there that whole year prior as a homestead property. So I was issued a refund in the
Biggin, good to see you, bud. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. I have a lot to catch up with your stream tonight. I was bouncing in and out of your stream, so I got to admit, wasn't following along as much as I usually do. But I'll do it. But thank you so much for the stream. I appreciate the stream, the raid. I appreciate it, bud. And yeah, so right now we have a landlord-tenant case where the tenants haven't paid rent in over a year. So there's an issue. The tenants received a letter from the bank, or I don't know who would send a foreclosure letter, but they got a letter for a potential foreclosure. And so they saw this and the tenants just stopped paying rent. They just stopped paying. And that was a year ago. So they stopped paying, and their justification is, if the house is going to be foreclosed on, I'm not about to pay rent and then all of a sudden be out all this money if we're going to be out of a house. So they stopped paying rent. The landlord fixed the tax issue because it was a tax issue. He didn't realize that he was getting taxed for a rental property when it was a homestead because it's a land contract. He fixed that. And then what's about to happen right now, he actually gets a refund from whoever he pays his taxes to. So he gets a refund check for that. So wasn't even, well, might have a little bit of miscommunication, but yeah, it all gets squared up. But listen to what the tenants are about to say. This is gonna get good. Yeah, exactly. It's got to be put in escrow. And she says, like, I have the money. I haven't spent it. I still have the money. So, I mean, she's going to rest her head on that. But yeah, she didn't do it the right way. Anyways, let's keep going.
Tax assessor's error.
Okay. May the clerk enable screen sharing?
Oh, real quick. I'm about to blur the entire screen because
Thank you.
yeah, it's gonna be this way for about 5 minutes, guys. This is a check, and there's the banking, the bank account number, the routing number on this check. So I just like, nope, blurring the entire thing. Not even gonna risk having this up there, even though this check was written a year ago. Still not going to risk it. I could probably get in a lot of trouble for showing this, but it's going to be blurry for about 5 minutes.
And Mr. Meyer, is this a copy of the check that you received from the Ingham County Treasurer?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And the amount obviously is $495.52. Is it your understanding that this was a refund for the issue you described with the homestead property tax credit?
Yes, that is correct.
And do you recall when you received this check?
I would have to go back into my bank statements, but I think it's probably been over a month ago that I received it.
Okay. And so to your knowledge, all issues are fully and finally resolved with the assessor. There's no outstanding debts, tax debts?
Yep, there's no outstanding debts, no.
Okay. In all other respects, have you complied with the terms of the land contract?
Yes.
And has less than 1/2 of the purchase price of the land contract been paid by the defendants?
No.
I'm sorry, less than
Yes.
1/2?
Yes, you're sorry. Yes. Yep. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. That is correct.
Sure. And are you requesting entry of a judgment following land contract forfeiture then for payments from June 2023 to through August 14th of 2024 at $681 per month?
Yes.
And by my math, that total, I'm sorry, are you also requesting late fees pursuant to the land contract of $50 per month?
Yes.
And by my math, that total amount is $10,234. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you also requesting your court costs pursuant to Michigan law?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And are you requesting a writ to issue if that amount is not paid within 90 days of entry of a judgment?
Yes.
I have no further questions of Mr. Meyer at this time, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for him?
I do for Mr. Meyer.
Yes.
Just a few things I would like to go back off of that were stated.
You're gonna ask questions for him is what I'm asking you.
Okay, yes. So Mr. Meyer, were you provided with the denial of exemption for 2021 and 2022 by your attorney today?
The 21 I dealt with, and the 22 I got resolved as the paperwork was filed with them, and I showed them the proof that you guys were the new homeowners via the contract for land deed.
Can you confirm the reason why the exemption was denied for the 2021 and 2022?
The paperwork wasn't filed, and they still showed it under me being there.
Correct. So the paperwork did state that you were living in the home as to why it taxes needed to be exempt.
The 21 I was living there temporarily, and then I moved eventually, and then the 22 never got filed properly and never got resolved with the tax assessor's office.
Okay. Now, as you stated that this tax situation was resolved, so you were notified about this forfeiture back in January, as you stated. When were we informed that the tax situation was resolved?
I did not reach out to you guys unfortunately due to what's the word I'm looking for? The non-payment basically is kind of just sending me to the point of that, obviously you didn't wish to pay, that I assumed that you didn't care to, stay at the house.
Just one question about that. Is it fair to say that if the home were to be in foreclosure by the city, wouldn't it be appropriate that if we made payments to the home, that we would be left without a home and money?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't think evidence has been introduced that the home was in tax foreclosure.
So yeah, that's what she was worried about. She was worried that she was going to lose her home to tax foreclosure because she got that one letter, and she is going to ask the owner why he didn't tell them that it was resolved. So she blames the owner for not letting her know that it was resolved. So she hasn't paid rent because in her mind it's still going on. She could lose her home any day. But again, she's not doing it the right way. She didn't put her money in escrow. But I know this is just kind of, legal, like a legal battle right now, but it does get exciting. Trust me. Trust me.
The question is, I was trying to follow her question.
Okay.
You said, wouldn't it be fair? Repeat your question.
So wouldn't it be fair to say that if the home were in foreclosure, that if we were to continue to be making those monthly payments and the home was foreclosed on by the city, we would be left without a home and money?
I don't think that's
I mean,
what she's saying. She's not saying, well, your attorney objected, so you can't answer yet, sir. I don't think she's saying that the house was actually, that they received notice of foreclosure. I don't think that's what she's saying. I think she's asking more or less a hypothetical.
Correct.
So for that reason, I'll allow the question. You can
Okay.
answer.
So, to be frankly honest, Your Honor, I wouldn't risk the property in that because I have a mortgage tied to that that's tied to my credit, as well as it's an investment for me that I would not let go easily, which I've managed to make the payments for the last since I've got the property back in 20 and 21. I wouldn't let go of such an investment just, for a $500 fee. I would pay that out of pocket to forfeit that and avoid that. So, no, there's no risk at that property at all by any means. Whether they're paying or not, I'm going to manage the obligation, make sure that it's paid and looked after.
Any other questions?
Yes, so last thing that I have, more in regards to a statement of the taxes being paid on time. When that forfeiture was mailed to us, I provided it to Mr. Meyer. At that same time, I looked online regarding our tax information. Mr. Meyer stated that payments were made on
You're not
time.
asking him a question anymore. You're giving testimony now. Is that clear? If you want to give testimony, I need to swear you in. That's all.
Okay, sorry. So I guess my last question is, I just want to confirm, were any of the taxes for the home, were the taxes for the home paid on time?
They are taken out of escrow from Rocket Mortgage, who is my lender. So they send those payments out. And I've actually had to verify with the tax assessor's office because one of the properties was listed as a wrong address, which they assured me that they did correct that matter. But those are automatically sent out via Rocket Mortgage.
And then one more question. Did you receive an email from myself in last October, so October 2023, regarding Rocket Mortgage willing to move forward with putting the loan in our name, so then that way we could be the homeowners of the home?
I would, I'm sorry to interrupt you or step in place, Your Honor, but if you guys could finance it and Rocket Mortgage would suffice and give you a loan, I would more than willingly sell you the home outright and have you work with Rocket Mortgage as your lender then.
So can you confirm that an email such as that was sent to you in last October?
I did get some information from them, but there was no follow-up from anyone on their part.
From myself.
I would have to verify and go back to verify, but I did see some things from Rocket Mortgage, but I didn't see anything else after one initial, I believe, email.
So then we can also confirm that you did not follow up regarding that email, whether you've seen it or not.
I would actually have to go through my emails and look for that.
Thank you. Any other witnesses?
Nothing for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Thank you. And did you want to give testimony?
I do.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can let me know what your lawful defense to withholding the money is.
All right, all right. I promise it's gonna be good, and this is what it does. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil it. Let's go.
So since we started this contract 2020, in 2021, I received paperwork stating a denial of exemption on Mr. Meyer's behalf for the home because it stated that he was living in the home.
Okay, and this is connected to why you withheld the rent or the payments this year?
No, this was for
I don't have time
Right.
to talk about 2020 and 2021. We've been through a land contract foreclosure on this forfeiture on this exact property area. So I want to know, when was your last payment on this land contract?
So I made the judgment payment last October of 2023.
And then when did you make a payment since then?
I have not since then.
So that's all I want to talk about is why since then have you not made a payment and why do you think it's lawful?
Because instead of me making the payment after the judgment, I just received a notice to quit again.
You received a notice to quit when?
November 1st of 2023, after I made the judgment payment for, I believe it was like for 4 months that did not get paid in between that time that we had our court hearings.
That's what this eviction is for, from notice to quit from 2023?
Yes.
No, Your Honor. I believe the court's file would reflect a forfeiture notice.
Man, you guys are rocking it right now. I was gonna let it play for a few more minutes and then catch up, but I don't want to forget. A girl named Joe, thank you so much for becoming a new member. That is so awesome. Welcome to the family, as well as Willow. You guys are both awesome. Thank you both. Thank you both. And then Peeps for the 7 months. Thank you so much, Peeps. That is awesome. Thank you so much, you three. I sure do appreciate it. Hopefully Biggins still here and he heard my butchering of his accent.
Issued on April 15th of 2024. The plaintiff may have sent a defective notice to quit last year.
Yeah, this is file number 24, which lets me know this was filed in 2024.
He said and I had it via email, but it was a notice to quit via email on November 1st, right after I made the judgment payment.
Do you have a copy of this notice to quit? And then after you received the notice to quit, did you get a summons, a complaint?
I did not, no,
Okay, why didn't you pay your payment after that?
because then that's when I received the foreclosure notice regarding our home for non-payment of taxes.
Where's the foreclosure notice that you received?
That's what I just gave him, and it was sent to Mr. Meyer in January via email.
Well, you're talking about you hadn't made a payment since October,
Correct.
and you received this notice when?
So November 1st, I received the notice to quit. January, like the first week of January, I received the foreclosure notice on the home.
What happened in November and December that you didn't make a payment?
I was not working at that time. I had some family issues going on. So that covered that part. However,
And so when, and why have you not made a payment January, February, March, April, May?
because I received this forfeiture
Can
notice,
you get that for?
and when I provided it to Mr. Meyer, he even just stated he did not inform me that this was resolved until today by his lawyer. So instead of communicating that this situation was handled and this home was not going to be taken from us, he instead took us to court.
You received this forfeiture notice in January, allegedly, it was, that's here, occupant. It's date stamped January 19th. By then you hadn't made a payment since October though, based on your testimony, correct?
Correct.
And you don't have a lawful reason is what you told me. You said you lost your job, you had some family issues,
And because he wanted to bring us back to court.
but you didn't get a summons.
He sent that to me, and I mean, I take these legal things serious. And
Did
if
you,
he's
when
telling
you
me
got
that
the
he's
notice
taking
to
me
quit,
court-
did you quit and vacate?
No,
So you didn't take it that seriously
no, and I responded to him via email. What?
about the notice to quit?
Yes, and
What did he say back to you?
nothing. I got nothing.
Okay,
back.
so you didn't get served with the summons about after the expiration of the notice to quit, correct? Did you call the court to see if there was a pending eviction against you?
I did not. I contacted Mr. Meyer.
Okay, so you had no reason to believe that there was an eviction proceeding
I
against
do
you?
believe so because we had just went through this that's now 2 years.
No, I'm
ago.
asking you, if you take it seriously and you get a notice to quit, but you don't get a summons to complaint, why wouldn't you call the court to find out if you had a court date?
Because we weren't given one.
So then why did you believe you were being evicted?
Because this is the third time that Mr. Meyer tried to after not complying with the contract.
How did he not comply with the contract?
Well, the first time by changing the monthly payments, he did.
Well,
They
you're
did
talking,
that
I'm talking
illegally.
about between
And then-
October and now.
And so then our taxes were being paid. So again, that's where I
You
was
didn't
getting
know
to.
about this when you stopped paying.
In October, I had mentioned to him in the email, can I have a few months to pay you back? I have some things going on. Moving forward, I have no problem paying. And,
Did he agree for
and-
you to have some time to pay him?
and instead I received the forfeiture or the notice to quit.
Okay, so you sent him a message because you owed him some money and you needed some time.
And I followed up again after that.
And you
notice.
didn't, and so that's when you got the notice to quit, correct?
I got the notice to quit 5 days after I made the judgment payment.
When did you send the text message that you needed some time to pay the balance?
When I made that payment, the judgment payment.
Okay,
it was
and then
within the
after that
same-
is when you got a notice to quit because you hadn't paid the full amount? Because you
Uh,
needed some time?
From the, yes, and I had
Okay.
asked him for
Okay,
that
so,
time already.
so the notice to quit didn't come out of nowhere, it's because you owed him money, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then, so you decided, I'm not gonna pay him any money because he's proceeding to evict me.
Because for the third time.
Okay, but you haven't paid him, though, for
Because he's
how many
going
times?
against
Is it the
the-
third time you hadn't paid him?
Because he's going against the contract. And
Well,
he had an
I'm
invalid
trying to figure
contract.
out how he went through against the contract from October of 23 to now.
To January,
Yeah, what did
we
he
can say
do?
until January, nothing. He gave me the notice to quit so that we would, what I thought, potentially lose the house. Again, do I
But you
lose
hadn't
my money
paid
or my
the
home?
amount you owed.
For those, yes, and I informed him, could I have more time?
He doesn't have to give you any more
You're
time.
absolutely correct, but
He's
then,
giving you enough time. He
but then
keeps
when I
bringing you to
received
court
the
for his
notice-
money. Why do we have to keep going through this to get you to pay?
because I'm not gonna live without a home, and if I'm gonna go without a home, I have to have money. If I'm gonna have a home,
If you're gonna have to live without a home, you have to have money. That doesn't make any sense. You have a land contract. You're the one who's breaching the contract. You're not making the payment.
he didn't make that, okay, can we please also move forward? Where he stated that he makes these payments on time. Summer 2023 wasn't paid until after we received that forfeiture notice. It wasn't paid until February 28th, 2004. So no, I looked at it,
2004.
or 2024, I'm sorry, 2024. And I only,
You said this tax bill here
yes,
wasn't paid until when?
for summer 2023, I believe that's 2022. So that has to do with 2022.
But this is, you gave me this with this cover letter.
Yes.
So that means that it's January 2020, no, this is 2023 on here. It had to be paid by 2024.
It states on there that it was from 2022 that was delinquent and not paid, and if it wasn't paid, then the home was gonna be foreclosed on. At that same time, I looked up what what the attorney had provided me today.
Good night, Heather. Have fun with your family.
Back in January, and it stated that the winter and the summer weren't paid for.
Let
So
me
it-
see what she's looking at.
And so this is what I was provided by the attorney today,
Okay.
which I didn't know that any of this was resolved until today. So stating that the
Winter
payment,
2023, taxes paid, it said January 4th. Summer 2023, it said that they were paid February 28, 2024. So what is the concern that you have, that you believe?
well, that the payments aren't being made on time. Mr. Meyer even stated that
But
the
you had
payments
already,
are made
by
on
the-
time.
so this said he made a payment on January 4th, 2024. You hadn't even gotten this notice yet. You don't even know anything about this when you were told.
When I seen that though, it stated that the summer wasn't paid for. It
But
looks
you didn't,
different.
but you didn't know, you didn't even know all of this was going on when you started withholding his rent, his payment.
In October, I asked for a couple months. It wasn't withholding. I asked for a
That is
couple months.
withholding. No one has to give you a couple
Correct,
months.
and you're absolutely right. He doesn't have to. He doesn't
He
have
didn't have
to.
to. He had just waited
Yeah.
for a court procedure in which you had a judgment against you to make the payment.
And
And again, you're here again, and you still haven't given me a reasonable basis why you're withholding this person's money.
because this home, I received mail stating that this home could be foreclosed on by the city. And
I don't
instead
see I see a notice of forfeiture, stating that it'll be paid, if it wasn't paid by then, what the action would be. But before you got this notice, you had not paid in over 4 months. That's number one. Number two, the notice, he clearly paid it because he got a refund, because it must have been
And we
overpaid.
weren't informed until today.
The same way you claim you could check, you could have checked to see if you paid it.
He already had this court situation filed.
What does that got to do with your money that you owe him?
So I'm just going to pay him money so that he can take the home, and then this home that I'm investing to own, now I'm left with nothing.
You've been holding on to it without paying him, so he's just supposed to let you live in the property, pay a
So
mortgage.
he's-
What, you're cutting me off? Judgment in favor of the plaintiff plus court costs. Have a good day.
Thank you, Aaron. Just for the record, that extends from June 15th to present. For the testimony.
That's correct. $10,232. What was the court cost?
Apologize. It was $131.65 for a total of $10,365.65.
You have an order.
I do, Your Honor. May I approach?
Thank you.
Yeah, that just happened. Yeah, she was gonna rule in favor of the plaintiff anyways, but she was letting the tenant talk a little bit. Yeah, but don't be rude to a judge. Don't be rude. And she didn't make any sense. I mean, I told you her argument was clear as mud, and I tried to make it make sense. It still doesn't work that way. Also, Jay, are you still here? I know you were having account issues. I remember we talked about it. Is this going to be the account you're going to use? Because I'll give you your wrench on this account and take it from the other one. I guess I don't have to remove it and give you. Just let me know, Jay. Or if you're going to still be switching accounts, let me know. All right, we're going to the DDC now. I always have to give everyone a friendly reminder when I play a DDC case that the audio from the jail sucks. There's a lot of background noise, so got to give you the warning. Okay, let's go. You guys are awesome.
Gentleman in the white shirt. That's you. Gentleman
yes,
at
ma'am.
DDC in the white.
I wanted to pause to thank Noah knows the one who sent me this clip. Thank you so much, Noah. And you're here, so that's awesome. He looked down. Gentleman in the white shirt. You looked to see. I don't know why I got a crack out of that. Okay, but this one is good.
Sure. What's your name, sir?
Anthony Ziegler.
Mr. Ziegler, this magistrate in charge here on criminal matter, case number 24045800001, sir. You have an attorney, and it's Anthony Taiwan Ziegler, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Counsel Reagan, you're representing Mr. Ziegler.
Yes, sir. Right on behalf of Mr. Anthony Ziegler, waive the formal reading stamp duty. He's been advised of his rights. Sure.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court date is September 18, 2024. Pre-trial in front of Judge Bryant. Mr. Ziegler, while this case is pending, you are not to have contact with the North Keith Smith. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. Further, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. And further, you're not to go back to the residence on Toll Bridge while this case is pending. Do you understand those bond conditions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Counsel Ragland, go ahead, ask a bond, please.
Yeah, if you were asking for a $50,000 cash bond, he's able to post bond. We're asking for home arrest at a different location. Very assaultive matter, Your Honor. The complaining witness buys groceries for his mother. He goes over to the area, the house where she lives. I'm not sure if this is a boarding house or what, but this defendant opened the door, started making threats towards the complaining witness, and he said, "Let's go." And with that, he started punching him in the face, and the complaining witness said at least 10 times, pushed him off onto a bench and off the porch, I believe. Shoulder and dislocated shoulder from the incident. The officers, when they arrived, they observed that the left side of his face along the cheek was swollen. The upper and lower lips were swollen and bleeding from multiple locations. His right shoulder appeared to be noticeably lower than the left, and it caused him, the complaining witness, pain when he tried to move that. The defendant is currently federal probation supervised release, Your Honor. Per lien, Mr. Ziegler also has an access to drugs or weapons. He's a convicted felon with prior assault to do great bodily harm, less than murder, felony weapons, possession by a felon of a firearm out of the Sixth Circuit, and felony CCW out of the Eighth Circuit. He's got an extensive record, assaultive record. There's never a reason to assault someone like this, Your Honor. Maybe, but there didn't seem to be a problem except for this man bringing groceries over to his mother. He is an extreme danger, Your Honor. He's got a violent history, and we're asking for the $50,000 cash surety with tether home arrest. Thank you.
Got a question.
Yes.
The prior convictions, is that from 1998?
Well, there's one of them from 1998, but there's a number of them prior to that, and he's also on federal supervised release now. So I believe
He's on federal. What is the charge on the federal case?
You know, Your Honor,
Conviction.
I couldn't find it. Sorry.
Okay. So I see 2006, looks like, out of Sixth Circuit, Oakland County, Eighth Circuit Court, CCW. Council Reagan, go ahead.
So obviously, we know that my client has some prior history, but it's in the past, Judge. He's working every day, got a child on the way, he's living with his wife. Judge, obviously the way this is written, it's not written, quite like it actually happened. So, I don't want the court to read this and say this is actually what happened. This is one side of the story. Now, we know it's going to be a lot more to it. He's being supervised right now.
All right. For everyone who doesn't know Mr. Reagan, he is a public defender for just about everyone in the DDC for arraignments. He also does the bond redetermination hearings. He has his same 4 or 5 lines he goes back to every single time he defends somebody. And he's also been known to victim blame a little bit. Not the biggest fan of the LawTube community. He does his job though, but sometimes what he says is like and he he does sometimes get in trouble from the judges as well. Anyways, wanted to give you a background if you guys did not know who he was.
Judge, as Mr. Ragnar says, on federal probation. He has a tether, Judge. What's
the probation? What is the conviction?
It's a RICO situation, Your Honor. So it's
RICO
not
situation. Is that involving any type of assaultive behavior, Council Reagan?
No, not to my knowledge at all, Judge.
Okay.
So he's on tether for that, Judge, and he's being monitored. Judge is working every day. He's being monitored by his federal probation officer. He's supporting his family. We have one side of the story, Judge. He's not going anywhere. It's not a flight risk. He's not going to go back near this person on Trowbridge. He's staying somewhere else. He's going to go do that. So I'm asking the court, Judge, I don't think a cash bond is necessary, only because I think the monitorization in the federal case lets us know exactly where he is at all times. So I'm asking for the personal bond, Judge, and the no contact provision with this complaining witness. Obviously, these are allegations. There's more to it than actually what is being stated in this complaint, Judge.
Thank you. And court has heard the representations on both sides. Council Ragnan, unless you have something new to tell me.
I was just gonna tell you about the search warrant, the rifle and other ammunition.
You don't
things
need to
they
tell
found.
me, counsel. Like I said, if it was anything new, I can
Thank you,
read
Jen.
that there was a search warrant done. There was, items dealing with firearms. And the thing is that even if he's not on probation, RICO matter or not, until he acquires his rights to possess firearms or ammunition, he's not allowed to be around them, possess them, purchase them, sell them. And it's kind of hard that
Charged with that misdemeanor.
somebody
though,
did
Judge.
not, no, kind
Charged
of
with
hard that
aggravated-
somebody did not.
Wait.
Council Reagan, court is talking, thank you.
I'm sorry, Judge. I
Kind of
apologize.
hard.
I
That's
apologize.
all right, kind of hard, that I know that the investigative report can be one-sided, but it can also be both-sided, information from both sides. But what this court is concerned is that the complainant suffered some injuries, okay? And while it's rare, about somebody hurting themselves, it doesn't appear that this is that situation.
All right. I don't know if I've ever said this out loud before, but whenever I listen to Magistrate Etchefe talk, I think of, is it Mr. Garrison? The South Park character, the one that always says, okay. You guys are gonna, I don't know if I'm getting that right, but she says okay all the time. And every time I think about it, I think of South Park. It's not Mr. Garrison, is it? It's the teacher, whatever the teacher's name is. I don't know. It's been so many years since I've seen South Park. Anyways, while I am paused, Jay from Michigan, I know that's a lot more than 1 month. He's had account issues and he's been jumping accounts. But Jay, thank you so much for the probably 7 or 8 months. I appreciate it, bud. Thank you so much. And Janie, good to see you, Janie. How is my favorite Kiwi? Hope you're having a great Saturday morning now, Janie. Okay, thank you both. Okay, let's go.
So somebody got injured. There was injuries in this matter. So even if Mr. Ziegler was on or is on, okay, some sort of the tether, and that's what he's on, correct, Counsel Reagan?
Correct, Judge. Correct.
So the tether doesn't change. It doesn't prevent him from committing or allegedly committing offenses. Okay, and that's the allegation. So he's on probation, he's on tether, he's accused of committing, in this case, a aggravated assault. And it's not enough that somebody allegedly is slapped or anything, but there are some serious injuries where, like either a dislocated or a broken shoulder. So let's see, anything else? And the assaultive, that is from 2006. He may have been placed on probation. He may have been incarcerated. I don't know. But assault with intent to do great harmless and murder. Okay. Court uses clear and convincing evidence standard. Okay. In terms of when it's entertaining a monetary bond. And then even in this matter, this court does believe that Mr. Ziegler, he is a danger, not only to the complainant, but to the community. He's going to have a cash surety bond of $10,000.
If you guys have noticed, the defendant would like to speak. He's been raising his hand. So yes, no, no's. Yeah, I've said no too many times in one breath. I got confused. Yeah, it's about to go down. Well, when the defendant talks, and you guys might be laughing a little bit when he talks. Bertie, he's still around. He was on like a 1 week. I don't want to call it a suspension. He just wasn't on the. I don't know if it was the arraignment calendar or the redetermination calendar, but they had to split him and Reagan up for a week because Reagan filed a. I don't know what it's called. Reagan was upset, so we filed something saying that he was upset because Vincent hurt his feelings. So they had to take Vincent off the calendar for a week. But he's still around. He's still around. Oh, why I'm paused. Kathy Berry, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Welcome to the 5 new members, Kathy. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. I'm going to let the rest of this clip play out. I got one more video after this. You guys are going to love the last one. But just listen to what this guy says.
I'm not gonna put him on a tether. I don't think that's gonna help. But with that being said, council, this is an unaffordable bond.
Yeah, Judge, we just like a bond redetermination here, correct?
No problem. That means, Mr. Ziegler, it's this Friday, August 16, 2024. You're gonna go in front of either Judge McConigal or Judge Williams, who's gonna look at the bond amount and bond conditions. Do you understand that, sir?
No, ma'am. I
Hey,
don't
so,
understand,
Mr. Ziegler, since you don't understand that, let me say this again, okay? Court date is September 18th. That's a pretrial in front of Judge Bryant. Your bond is right now $10,000 cash surety. It's my understanding it's unaffordable. So that means you're gonna get another court date this Friday in front of Judge McConigal or Judge Williams, who will look at the bond amount and bond conditions. If they think that it should be changed, they will change them. Do you understand that part?
yeah, but I,
No, that was today. Was it any good? I missed it. That was today. Okay, sorry. I said I was going to let this clip play out. Okay, sorry.
this is on the record.
Everything is on the record, and just so you understand, Mr. Ziegler, because everything is on the record, I will caution you as to what you're going to say that you could incriminate yourself regarding this case. Your attorney, you have a great attorney, Counsel Reagan, and so you will get another shot at the bond amount and bond conditions. Do you understand that?
So I can't put nothing on the record.
You can, but your attorney, Counsel Reagan, will probably caution you not to say anything in reference to the alleged facts.
You want to talk about your heritage? What exactly do you want to say?
There you go.
And he's a Native American. Mr. Ziegler identifies as a Native American judge, and we just want to make that part of the record. He is a Native American.
Okay.
And then, as a Chickasaw and Choctaw Nation, in the Cherokee, we have our own constitution and our laws and bylaws. I just want them to be adhered to or a part of this hearing, further hearing, so that way I can be, judged accordingly, and not according to, the United States Constitution, which says that, a sound-minded body, a Caucasian of 21 years or older is citizens. I don't go by that Constitution. I go by my Chickasaw and Choctaw and Cherokee Constitution. I just want to let that be known. I'm Cherokee by blood. I can prove it. I'm not African. I'm not none of that. So I just want to put that on the record. So when I get treated fair, I just want to get treated fair. That's all. I don't want this to be like history.
Thank you, Mr. Ziegler. Everything is placed on the record. Thank you, and your attorney will bring it up on Friday also. Good luck. You can step aside. DDC, I'm gonna hopefully do a hospital arraignment.
Yeah, that was soft sit-ish. I've never seen a soft sit claim to be a Native American though. So, but it was coming really close to those arguments. And Sly, you made me laugh so hard I just started coughing because I've never put that together. It's not him. No, the stop talking about your case, please guy is down in Florida, and this is Michigan. Not the same guy, but they look alike. So I'm never going to be able to unsee that now. I don't know why I've never connected that, but they do look alike. That's hilarious. Okay, last one. Last one is a bonus clip, and this is in tribute to our good friend Mayor. He was down in Judge Fleischer's courtroom today. I know some of you have seen this. Created some Mikey already played it, but I wasn't gonna pass on the opportunity to play this, especially because Mayor mentions my channel, but it's Colin's channel. Mike even made a joke about it. He said, I think Colin has to change his name to Colin's channel now. So, but Mayor, this is for you. This is Judge Fleischer and Mayor interacting. Let's go.
Did you hear come to visit us?
Yes, all the way from New Hampshire.
Come on up.
Colin sent me.
Very nice. We're happy to have you. Tell me how you are.
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Come down, actually came down, combination of things, vacation, spread my wife's ashes, and come down to see the kids and you.
I'm sorry to hear about the ashes.
I'm trying to remember when you were on Colin's channel, if that was before or after my wife passed. I couldn't remember.
I'm sorry to hear about that. I wish that it were, happier things.
Yeah, it's second wife in 10 years, so I'm kind of somewhat used to it.
How do you find Houston? Do you like it?
What's that?
How do you find Houston?
Hot and humid. Yeah.
And it only gets worse.
I know. My stepdaughter lives here. My stepson lives up by Dallas, but I retire in a few.
Yeah, I mean, when he stayed the night over in my place, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Now, he's hitting true stardom now that he's in front of Judge Fletcher. But yeah, sorry. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I pulled it up to say thank you, and I just started responding to your comment instead. But thank you, Tomo Drylo. I appreciate it.
More years, I'll be moving down into this oven.
Really?
Yeah.
You really want to do that? So now you live in Michigan?
No, I live in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Well, the weather must be great over there. You have 4 seasons, right?
Oh yeah, well, 5 seasons if you include mud. Yeah, it is. It's a.
All right, that was a good joke. I appreciate that joke. Judge Fletcher, I don't think Judge Fletcher knows what mud is down in Texas. Like, what is this mud stuff? Is that what I hear when you mix water with dirt? Because we have dirt, we don't have mud. Not even a chuckle out of him. Come on, Judge Fletcher.
It's a great state, but I've spent my entire life either in New Hampshire or Wisconsin. I'm tired of the cold. We don't got much of that here. We don't got much of that here.
You don't have any of that here. When I went to law school, I went up there in the Midwest, up in Michigan, and I tell you, it was so cold.
Yeah.
And me being from Houston, I'd never experienced something like that. So it was such a shock to me.
I wore.
Yeah, Doc Ock. This is Mayor. He's in the chat. He's he was the one who was on my live. What was that, Mayor? Was that a week ago? A week ago today? Is it last Friday? It might have been last Friday. Yeah, I think it was last Friday. And he's made his way down to Texas.
People about that all the time. Yeah, what a Wisconsin winter is like. And
Wisconsin's even just got.
Yeah. You've never experienced anything until you experience 50 below weather.
I couldn't even imagine. So are you a cheesehead? No.
Oh yeah, born and raised and will die a cheesehead.
Can I interest you in some candy while you're here?
I've heard all about that.
This is great stuff right here. That's one of my favorite. And here you can have some of this. Or here, let's give you this. Is
Exactly what I want.
Here, I wish I had more to offer you, but I just don't.
I'm good right there.
Rachel, if you want some candy too, or guys, come help yourself.
I appreciate it.
No throwing. Yeah, we did that. We're happy to have you anytime. Come hang out with us.
Yeah, that's why I checked on it first, and Colin was gonna text you when I was coming, and Legal Fiction last night got a hold of Victoria, and that I was gonna be coming in.
That's her. Look.
That could be you. Yeah, Victoria. Yeah.
Famous Victoria.
Yeah, I was on Colin's channel last night, and
He's great. I really like him.
yeah, he's awesome. I was on his channel last Friday night. In fact, I stayed at his house on the way out.
Wait, you stayed at his house?
I stayed at his house on last
Really?
Friday night.
You're that close to him.
Was that?
You're that close to where you you've been to him.
Yeah,
Wow.
I stayed at his house and we did his live stream on his channel together. That was fun.
He has a lot of viewers. He's,
Yeah, he does.
he's very popular, and I find it entertaining, and I watch him a lot too.
Shout out to all the viewers. You guys are awesome. Judge Blythe, you're awesome. Gnome, you're awesome. Mayor McGnome. This is fun. This is fun. I really appreciate this conversation. Not even the name drops, Mayor. I just appreciate the genuine conversation you guys are having. Mole nailed it when he said that a minute ago.
I'm a admin mod on about 25 different YouTube channels.
Really? Wow.
Colin's is one of my regular ones. Kitchen Court Chats is another one. Credence and Mikey.
I watch all those too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny that, and I was telling Victoria and I and Melissa, we were having this conversation earlier where how things have certainly changed, because before we started doing this, where we aired everything and where we live streamed, none of us knew about this type of, I guess, existence, or this type of life where the camaraderie of the people that you meet, and it's all over. It's so great, you know.
It is. I've made such a great family.
Yeah.
From YouTube,
it's wonderful.
All this stuff.
You know, yesterday, because every time we're done with court, I like to hop on and I like to chat with people who are watching, people from all over the world, with Scotland, UK, Tokyo, just Australia, Denmark, Venus.
On Credence Mike, we got a lot of people from the UK and a lot of people from Australia on there.
It's great, isn't it?
It's so fun. It reminds me back in the 90s when I first got online, and you had like AOL and Prodigy and all that in the chat groups. And that's what a lot of it reminds me of. And built up, in fact, that's how I met my first wife. It was in a chat group on Prodigy many years ago. And
it really is a great thing, and it's a cool thing how small this world is, and how just the friendships you make for one, not necessarily hobby, but one, like this interest that you have in court channel watching, so to speak.
Right.
It's so great. And God, I mean, Victoria, just how many friends have you made? And just,
So many.
how many enemies too, right?
More friends.
it seems like everywhere I go, because I'm on a lot of channels of that, I'll go pop in and check out another channel, and they already know me. Mayor Wrench McNome. They know me on channels I haven't even been on. Plus, there's so many people that I know.
It's
and
great.
It really becomes a big family. When YouTube first started, it was like small, almost like TikTok, small clips and stuff like that. And it's grown into such a huge entity and a life of its own.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite?
Besides Colin.
Court vibes.
Oh, my.
Kathy, court vibes. Court vibes.
Court Vibes.
Court Wives?
No, Court Vibes,
Oh,
the
Court-
channel. Kathy with Court Vibes. We watch her a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's just,
She's in
well, the
court
thing,
chats.
she's early though, right? She's at 4 a.m. She does her live stream and her channel. So
Check that one out.
yeah, it's great.
I don't think I've ever been on that one. There's so many channels, gun tubers,
Gun tubers, is that what you said?
oh yeah, like Demolition Ranch out here in San Antonio.
Never heard of it.
You never heard of? He's the biggest gun tuber there is. He also has another channel called, he's had 2 other channels. There was Veterinary Ranch, or Demolition Ranch, which is his gun channel. And then Matt Carricker, which used to be called Off the Ranch. He's in the process, he's got the old Guadalupe resort, which closed down 20 years ago. Him and his wife bought it, and they're renovating it and bringing it back to life.
Huh, interesting.
Then there's Brendan Herrera, who's in San Antonio also, donut operator. There's
You know, I just want to say this, Mayor. You're naming everyone else's channel, but I'm just Colin's channel. Just saying. Colin's channel. I'm messing with you, bud. I'm messing with you. I'm just making the joke longer that Mikey made earlier. This is awesome though. This we've only got about 5 more minutes left. I am not gonna stop it the rest of the video. We're gonna watch this finish out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much for the super chats, the gifted memberships, and the membership milestones. You guys are awesome. Enjoy your weekend. Mayor, be safe down there in Texas. That's all I got. Let's jump in Discord for a little bit after this. And yeah, don't do anything dumb this weekend. I will cover you, so be safe. I will find you in court and I will cover your case. So that's a warning. All right. You guys are awesome. Till next time. Bye.
Vancouver's, and I also got all my car stuff, Vice Grip Garage, Cletus McFarland.
Oh, yep. I know I just said I was gonna let it play out. I'm gonna look for someone to raid. So if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. Because my list is usually pretty limited. There's only about 1 or 2 channels to choose from. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know.
I had to say one of my favorite things that I've discovered that I like to watch also are the it's up to no good over there. What are you doing now?
Just a little cranky.
I don't want to get. I like watching how the sovereign citizens go around, and I really get a kick out of watching that.
Do you ever get any of them in here?
Not much. I don't know why. It's not like Michigan gets like
Tons of them.
just every so often we'll get, but not much. And I don't know why. Maybe it's the demographic, it's the area, big city.
The sovereign citizens are just,
I really get a kick out of it.
I had a cop pull me over and I go, hey, would it make any difference if I said if I was a sovereign citizen? And he goes, I'll give you 2 tickets. I go, well, I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Thank you so much, Doc Ock. I appreciate it. Yeah, hit the like button. If you haven't done it already, please hit the like button. Doc Ock told you. You don't want Doc Ock showing up because I don't think Spider-Man's going to come save you. Unless you live in New York, then you might get lucky. All right. But yeah. Carrie T. I could raid Mark the Sarcastic Law Student, and I might do that. He's the only one that shows live on my list. I just don't know if he's going to be everyone's cup of tea. But we can jump over there. If he's the only one there, we can go ahead and raid him. It'll be fine. But yeah, just a warning. He might not be everyone's cup of tea. I like him though. He's a friend.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I just, nothing, a lot of history channels. There's one that I watch that's really kind of fun. It's called History in the Dark. And it's everything from trains to planes to, why a business went out of business. And he's the best trains ever made or the worst trains ever made. It's just kind of fun to watch.
I'll have to check it out. The one that I've watched quite a bit lately is a guy called Team Skeptic.
What is it?
Team Skeptic.
Oh, yes.
I like watching that one a lot too. I find him
Skeptic I watch.
in the Credence, and I like them, Mikey. But yeah, I guess I'll see you on there. You'll have to advise us which are other good ones as well to watch,
I'm just all over the place. I don't even have regular television at home anymore. All I do is watch YouTube. That's it.
Yeah.
It's more entertaining.
It is. It's great. And with your phone, and like what I do, I take it with me everywhere I go. I'm watching everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's taken over.
When I'm at home.
You don't ever watch that stuff, do you? No.
When I'm
Do you watch TV at all? No.
most of the time I have it on the background noise.
So this is Stephen, by the way.
So a lot of times TV, any type of
mindless.
videos, it's just background noise.
I do that
While I'm
too.
doing other stuff on Most of the time I'm on creating documents.
Yeah, I get home for like Collins or any of the other ones that are live stream, previous making, I put it up on the big television and then sit there and do all my texting or all my chatting. But
Oh, he knows. He knows. So Team Skeptic and Judge Fleischer are both in the fantasy football league. And when Judge Fleischer joined the Discord for it, what was it? For about 30 minutes straight, Judge Fleischer was fanboying hard over Team Skeptic being there. It was hilarious. So yeah, no, he's aware. All right. Yeah. KCC's on? Is she really? Someone said American Courts earlier. I don't have him on my list, so I can't rate him. So hold on. I know I have it paused. I'm checking real quick. Yeah, it says KCC's upcoming. Does anyone know what time she starts? Because this video only has about 2 minutes left. So I don't know. I mean, that's fair. But KCC does court, though. That's the difference. But you're right. KCC isn't everyone's cup of tea. But it's because she covers court, I just feel better rating a court channel. I rated JL Warren's channel a few months ago. And I love JL Warren, but I got so many people saying don't send us there ever again, and so I don't. I try to only raid court channels. So, but I do like Mark. Mark and I are friends. I wasn't throwing shade at Mark at all. I really wasn't. But it's not a court channel, and yeah, I don't know. Okay, we'll raid KCC. I'll set it up. All right, I'm out for real this time. Setting it up for KCC. I'll see you guys over there. Until next time, bye.
It keeps me out of trouble. That's the main thing.
You can always come here too. We'll keep you out of trouble as well. Just
I'll
come
be
hang out with us.
Probably getting down here a little more often. Last time I was down here was 2 years ago. Me and the wife came down to see the kids and of course eat lots of food.
This is great.
That's one of our main things. We travel not to see.
30 minutes? No, that's too long. I mean, if I send everyone over there, everyone's gonna leave by the time it starts. All right, let's go hang out with Mark. Tell him I sent you. He's gonna love the raid. He's been doing this longer than me, and he is a friend of mine. So I'm gonna raid Mark because he is live. He is not a court channel. So jump in there and say hi to him. Tell him I sent you. If you're not interested in what they're talking about, you can back out. But you don't have to stay. But we're gonna raid Mark because I can't do 20 minutes. Okay. All right. I got this video is almost over, so I gotta make sure I get this set up before I hit play and it ends. Okay. You guys are awesome. Until next time, bye.
The sites, but to eat food.
Food's great here.
Yeah.
Barbecue, I mean, you can't go wrong.
Oh yeah.
Not like in other places, but some of the Mexican restaurants here, the Tex-Mex.
Oh yeah. Ojedo's Mexican restaurant up in Dallas is like our favorite up there. We got to go to Shipley's Donuts. We got to go to Whataburger. We got to go to Jack in the Box.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's great. I love having you.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Plus, we got to hit all our Harley dealerships and get our poker chips.
That's all we need here. Casinos. Yeah, casinos.
Yeah. YouTube kind of saved me. I had a year ago. I had surgery on my shoulder. I completely destroyed my shoulder, and that bunch of idiots that I hang around with on YouTube was what I needed. And then after my wife passed away last month, just everybody on there donating to the GoFundMe to help with final expenses and just outpouring of love has just been amazing.
It's a family, right?
It really is a big family, and I love being on there, and I love watching watching whatever. Yeah, I usually watch you in a rerun.
Really?
Yeah, I'll watch you later on during the day or at night when I don't sleep because I very seldom.
We'll put him to sleep.
I very seldom sleep.
No, that's important. You need sleep.
Yeah, I ever since my first wife died, I've had insomnia, so I'm always cruising around watching anything, and I'll watch literally anything.
Yeah.
If it grabs my attention for 2 seconds and that, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do the same thing. Are we done? What do you think?
Kevin needs to, Stryker needs to approach. And we need to.
Do we have any inmates back there?
So that's, the striker has the last one, Mr. Williams.
And that out of county is supposed to get picked up later. Well, they emailed me and said noon. It's already noon.
I mean, I'm gonna give him a PR bond because he's got to be out. We got to give them a deadline. Did they say,
said noon today. And we.
are
still
we
have-
noon now? Yeah, it's noon. Are they here?
That's what I'm saying. They haven't called us asking for him, so maybe they're running late.
Oh, crap.
They said they'll pick him up today.
We got to get him down then. Can you send him down?